Germanna's Academic Center for Excellence welcomes you to Introduction to Computers, Basic Operations. This tutorial will explain the parts of the computer, operating systems, basic computer functions, Internet access, and Internet navigation. So let's get started by first exploring the parts of the computer. This image shows you where the basic parts are generally located on a laptop computer. We see the webcam at the top and center of the screen, and we see the keyboard and trackpad on the base of the laptop. To power on the laptop or turn it on, we have to locate the power button, which can be found in different places depending on the model of the laptop. In this image, the power button is just above the keyboard at the top left. You can recognize the power button by the power icon, as shown in the image below. The power icon is typically found near or directly on the power button. Now that the computer is powered on, we need to understand what a desktop is. As the image shows, the desktop appears on the screen and is the first thing you see when the computer is started. The desktop contains the most frequently used tools that you'll work with. Next, we need to understand what an operating system is because that will determine the appearance of the desktop tools. An operating system is the software that manages the computer. The two most common operating systems are Windows and Mac. On the next slides, we'll look at the layout of these two systems. First, we have the layout of Windows. This image shows the Start menu already opened by clicking on the Windows icon in the lower left corner. The image also shows us where on the desktop to find the taskbar, which is generally located at the bottom of the desktop. It contains commonly used programs and system functions, including the Start menu. The Mac system, also known as Apple, is a little different in layout, as we see in this image. The menu bar is located at the top of the desktop, but unlike Windows, Mac has a dock located at the bottom of the desktop. The dock is similar to the Windows taskbar. It holds all the apps, while the menu bar controls most of the basic settings of the desktop. Now, let's look at the trackpad and mouse, which are the tools we use to navigate the computer desktop and all the computer functions. We'll start with the laptop computer. In these images, we see a blow-up image of the trackpad, which is built into the laptop. We use the trackpad by tapping different locations on the trackpad to complete different actions. The user can tap the left side of the trackpad to select a specific location on the screen, as shown in this image. The user can tap the right side of the trackpad to access a list of additional functions, as shown in this image. And to scroll up and down on the screen, the user gently slides two fingers up and down on the trackpad instead of tapping, as shown in this image. If you are working on a desktop computer, you'll need a mouse to navigate all the functions. The mouse is connected to the computer either with a wire or a wireless Bluetooth feature. It is worth mentioning that an auxiliary mouse can also be plugged in or wirelessly connected to a laptop if you find this tool easier to use. The image here shows the locations of the left button, the right button, and the scroll wheel. So let's see how to use them. Referring back to the image of the mouse, we see the left button, which is used to select a specific location on the screen. The right button, which is used to display a list of additional functions, and the scroll wheel, which we use to move up and down on the screen. Now, let's explore these trackpad and mouse functions more deeply. Left-clicking, or left tapping, is the most frequently used feature on the mouse or trackpad. As shown in the images of the mouse and the trackpad, left-clicking on the mouse or left tapping on the trackpad is used to select items, open files, or click on links. The image of the computer screen shows how we would left-click or tap to access the germanna.edu website and open that page. Right-clicking or tapping is not as frequently used as left-clicking or tapping. As shown in the images of the mouse and trackpad, right-clicking or right-tapping opens a menu with extra options, such as the options displayed in the image of the pop-up window shown below. Next, we need to look at some of the most frequently used functions of the computer. If you need to walk away from the computer but you're not ready to close everything down, the lock function, shown in this image within the red box, is useful to protect privacy and keep the computer secure. As demonstrated further in this image, the lock function can be accessed from the Start menu after selecting the username icon, or by using keyboard shortcuts. On a Windows operating system, use the Windows icon plus the L key. On a Mac operating system, you'll use the Command key plus the L key. You can use these same shortcuts to unlock the computer when you return. It's important to note that unlocking will bring you back to the sign-in screen. You'll need to re-enter your password to regain access to the computer. If you are ready to stop all your computer activity, you will want to shut down the computer, as shown in this image in the red box. Shutting down will close all applications, sign you out, and turn off the system. In contrast to the location of the lock function, the shutdown function can be found in the Start menu after selecting the power icon, as shown in this image. Next, we have the Restart function, which is accessed from the same location as the shutdown function, as shown in this image. We use the Restart function when updates are needed or when the computer needs to start over in order to make some functions work better. Restart will shut down the computer and immediately reboot or start the computer over again. It's important to note that Restart will bring you back to the sign-in screen. You'll need to enter your username and password to regain access to the computer. Now that you understand the basic operations, it's time to access the Internet. But first, we need to connect to the Internet. We connect to the Internet using Wi-Fi, which is a networking technology designed for this purpose. As shown in this image, the Wi-Fi icon is located on the right side of the taskbar and displays a list of available Wi-Fi connections. To connect to a Wi-Fi network, select the Wi-Fi name from the list and then select Connect, as shown in this image. It is safer to use a private Wi-Fi connection. In this case, the user must input the correct password to connect to the network, as shown in this image. As we can see in this image of Germanna's Wi-Fi sign-in screen, in some cases, businesses may require a user to log in or accept an agreement to access their Wi-Fi. Now that we have access to the Internet, let's learn about browsers. A web browser is a program used for displaying and navigating different web pages on the Internet. The images below represent the icons of the most common browsers: Microsoft Edge, Apple Safari, Google Chrome, and Firefox. To select your preferred browser, you can locate it either from the Start menu or sometimes from the bottom taskbar. In the image shown here, we are using Microsoft Edge to access the Internet, so we need to left-click on the Edge icon to open a web page. Now we're ready to visit a website. If we know the website address, also known as the URL, we can type it into the address bar as shown in the image below. If we don't know the exact website address, we use the search bar to type in a topic as shown in the image below. Typing a word or phrase in the search bar will result in a list of website options that may meet our needs. Another helpful browser feature is the back arrow, which can be used to go back to the most recent web page that was viewed, as shown in the image below. Similarly, we can use the forward arrow to return to the most recent web page viewed, as shown in the image below. At the far right of the browser, there are 3 vertical dots. As shown in this image, clicking the 3 dots opens the Options menu. This menu provides access to a variety of settings and actions, such as History, where you can see a list of past websites you've visited, Zoom, which is used to make the screen larger or smaller, and Help, which provides explanations for various features. Just above the 3 vertical dots is an X, which is used to close the browsing session, as shown in this image. Clicking the X will exit the user from all web pages and tabs. What are tabs? Well, let's talk about tabs next. Tabs are used to switch between multiple web pages. As shown in the image below, every time a new tab is opened, it is stacked next to the most recently opened tab. The user can open as many tabs as needed. Tabs can be navigated by selecting different tab labels at the top of the browser, as shown in the image below. Clicking on a tab label allows the user to view that specific web page. To open a new tab, click the plus symbol, which is located next to the most recently created tab, as shown in the image below. To close only a specific tab and not the entire browsing session, click the small X at the far right side of that specific tab label, as shown in the image below. Now that we've covered the basic computer operations, please visit the Technology Resources for Students page on the Academic Center for Excellence website for support with Google Suite, Microsoft Office, Canvas, Zoom, and much more. Thank you.